That little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Hit the school, I can get them both. I don't want to choose, and I'm quick, cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance now, I make money move.
Money move.
Say I don't gotta dance, I make money move. If I see you now speak, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss, you a record bitch. I make bloody moves. Now she say she gon' do what a
So I'm like posting things to the tweeters.
Oh yeah, maybe retweet it. Let's do all the things we are supposed to do before the show. On the show.
Wait, hang on. I got the perfect song
Okay,
to bring because we're back.
we're back.
So there we go. You know this jam?
What is this? Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's
I
right.
No idea.
Can you believe that the Fantasy Football podcast is back?
I can believe it. I'm not screwing it up this week.
Or me. Somebody's always screwing this up.
I was coming home from Paul's last night, and my windshield wipers would not turn off. So that's a thing that happened.
That's good. I'm listening.
So I took it to the guy, and he was like, "Okay, that happens." So I don't know how much that's going to cost, but we're back. Yep. You know. Oh God, we're back. I can tell. There's nobody here. Wait, hold on. That's a great song, by the way.
All right, Google.
Enough.
Hey, Google, stop.
Oh man.
Welcome back, Josh.
Welcome back, Luke.
we got a big show. I think just you and me are watching this stream tonight.
Yeah. We're just doing it for
everybody's
for
driving home for Christmas, I guess.
Last Christmas, I picked some fantasy teams. That's a Christmas song, right?
And then a fantasy team lost to some fucking YouTube scrub. And now I'm not in the fucking finals for the first time in 3 years now.
Wait, am I in it and you're not in it?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Dude, last week my team put up like 5 points.
What?
It was so bad.
I can't believe that shit. Oh my god.
But you're in. You're in.
My
baby.
god.
You gotta win and gotta keep it SEPA.
But like, oh my god, Todd Gurley's hurt probably. Oh fuck.
Yo, I might drop some guys that you can pick up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, you just let me know when you're gonna do that.
or maybe pick up some of the guys we're gonna talk about on this show.
I can do that.
You know, because we're back, and that means it's gonna talk about fantasy football, guys. Guys are gonna talk about, you know, if they play football for fantasies.
For fantasy football. Curtis Janwich says he was out since week 4. That's rough, man.
Wow.
That's bad.
That doesn't even seem mathematically possible.
It does not. But I'm not a mathematician, so.
Oh man, did you ever see those guys, math magicians?
Yeah, they do card tricks and do math.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, I don't want to I don't really like magic that much anyway. So
I don't go to magic to learn.
Yeah, I'm not trying to learn math while magic is happening. No.
Yeah.
No. No. No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
So we were gone for a little bit.
We died and went to heaven. All Luke and Josh's go to heaven.
But we were redeemed and resurrected by our Savior, Saint Nick.
Big Dick Nick. Have you been listening to...
I thought this season was going to be a wash, man. I thought this season was going to be a wash. And then, you know, Carson fractured his back like Batman.
Like Bane.
Bane broke his back, and
Yeah.
now we got another guy in the cowl. It's
Nightwing.
it's
It's big Nightwing Nick.
Big Nightwing Nick. What? I have not really listened to radio. How's radio been?
It's the most toxic shit. Don't listen to it. People are like in full Philadelphia bullshit mode right now. Like they're like, Nick Foles is better than Carson Wentz.
Of course.
He's the greatest. It's magic. They're talking about like it's like last year, like the magic, you know. It's Christmas time. There's magic in the air. Big Dick Nick is gonna take us to the Super Bowl.
I tell you what, I was out running some errands this morning. I had to go to the Social Security office because I need a new Social Security card. And I did listen a little bit today, but I had to turn it off because at 10 a.m., one of the local radio hosts, Anthony Gargano, his show starts at 10 a.m. And he started the show talking about how he was driving around this morning, doing some stuff with Good Day Philadelphia.
Sure. That's
and on his way to the station, he drove past Lincoln Financial Field, and he stopped, and he parked outside of Lincoln Financial Field just to sit there for a minute.
Okay, it's dramatic.
And you know, he sat there and he was staring at the stadium, and nothing was going on. The place is empty.
It's empty. Yeah, no, there's nothing happening.
And he was mesmerized, and he felt it. He felt some kind of magic come over him. And this is what
it is.
Listen, I dislike Anthony Gargano on the radio.
Yeah.
I think he is a tremendous writer.
Yeah. He's a good writer, not a good
but on radio,
guy.
he always has to, he's like the super fan, and no argument is wrong. Like whatever argument you have is right. Like he agrees with you all the time, and he leaves it up to everybody else to like put people in their place.
Right.
And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating.
Look, here's the thing. Nick Foles is not better than Carson Wentz. That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
It is crazy talk.
The Eagles have not clinched anything.
I've clinched my butthole watching these games.
The Cowboys still have to lose, right?
Yep.
The Vikings could lose. That would be okay. Also,
they still have to lose. Yep.
And the Eagles have to beat the Texans.
Yes. We have to win out no matter what.
Yeah, the Eagles have to win 2 games. So
and we have to hope one team loses at least 1 or 2 games.
Yes. And another team loses another game-ish.
Yeah.
It's like this crazy,
this kind of thing, you see this in the NFL year after year, but it's never your team.
Yeah. It's always like the Titans. Or something.
Like the Titans are not mathematically eliminated yet.
Yeah.
If they score 145 points over the next 3 games and win 2 in the division, and these other guys lose 2 and go back in time and tie, it's all possible. But you know what? We've got Saint Nick on our side, Josh. And from what I could tell from his performance the other night, where he didn't throw a single touchdown and threw 1 pick.
Yes. He's better
We're saved.
He's better than the franchise quarterback. He's better than the guy who had like Pro Bowl numbers again. This city is too much. It's too much. I can't. You know what? I hope the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl, because I do not want to live in the reality of Philadelphia if Nick Foles takes the Eagles to the Super Bowl again. I don't think I can do it.
Right. And you know, and I'm gonna be that guy that says, "Oh well, the season's over," because it's not happening. And then somebody's gonna send me a text message with, "Here's where you said they weren't gonna do it," and they did it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
It's done. They're not going to the playoffs.
They're not going to the playoffs. And if you think that they're going to beat the Rams or the Saints a second time,
you're out of your mind. You're out of your fucking mind. And then beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? All right.
Or the I'm telling you,
Or
it's
the Chargers.
Chargers year. It's the Chargers year.
Philip Rivers is gonna John Elway. He's gonna go out on top, man. He's gonna win that Super Bowl,
And then he's gonna have 7 more kids.
Oh God, Jesus.
18 is enough. That's the name of their new show.
Like the Rivers is like the Duggars, right? The Duggars.
Oh, there's so many Rivers kids.
Yeah, he should stop with that.
Well, you know what? If they're happy,
someone should take his Bible and write in there, Jesus doesn't want you to have 7 more kids, Philip Rivers.
What are you gonna do?
He's allowed to.
He's, if his partner, his wife, is up for it, and I don't know how she was up for it after like 3.
Yeah, after 2, I would be like, yeah, yeah, we're good.
Oh man.
Fuck.
Well, that's a good segue into our next segment, which is listener questions brought to you by LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you can build and manage professional relationships online. And we actually have a couple of questions this week.
Thank God.
Boom. Number 1. Coming at us hot. It goes back to last week because we didn't have a show.
True.
Jads of all trades writes in, wait, yeah, no, or did we have a show? No, we didn't have a show last week. All right. Worst Christmas gift from a partner or family member that you have gotten, and if you faked liking it or immediately honest.
I mean, everyone who watches Continue, I think, knows that my grandmother gave me a steel drums and reggae record one year. A record. Like a record, like a big. And this is before like record players were like things that hipsters had. Like I was like 8. So it was like 1990. It was like 1992.
Oh, but did you have one of those ones that was for like the read along books?
Yeah, the plastic records.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, this is cool. I like steel drums, I guess. I don't know, Nanny, thank you.
She knew. She knew.
She knew I was gonna be smoking weed to it someday. Yeah. She was right.
She was like,
this kid is he needs some steel drums in his life.
Steel drumming, man. Dump, 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 dump.
I couldn't even listen to it. I couldn't even listen if I wanted to listen to it.
Wow.
It's 1990, Nanny. There's no record players anymore. What's your worst?
Man, my worst gift.
You gonna throw somebody under the bus?
No, I'm not gonna throw anybody under the bus. Like I would say I've been fortunate for the most part. I'll say this: the worst gift I ever got was I'm a hat guy.
Okay, yeah,
but sports hats only.
Yeah,
and fitted, and I've been that way for like 25 years.
Yeah, the adjustable is not a.
And I was dating a girl in high school who knew I liked hats. And for Christmas, she got me a denim hat from the Gap that said Gap on it.
Do you still have that hat?
No. I also do not still have that girlfriend.
What year was this? Like 96?
This was my senior year. So this 99. So it was Christmas 98.
Right. And then 99.
But yeah, it was like, and it was not one of those like real, it was like one of those like slide adjustables.
Yo, fuck that. That's the worst hat I've ever heard of.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And like I had to wear it.
Yeah.
But then I didn't.
Yeah, then you didn't wear it again. Was it real small? Was it like real like
Oh yeah,
small?
Because listen.
Yeah.
White folks that shop at the Gap have tiny heads.
That's true. They do. That's fact.
And You know, so it was not long until I was back in, you know, a Dodgers hat.
Did you break up with her because of that? I
did not break up with her because of that. It's a long story.
That's another podcast.
That's another podcast. Maybe we'll get Mike Sadorf on for Girlfriend Mistakes, the podcast.
Oh, Mike, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for all that. We don't have time for all that. I hope he's watching. I hope he's watching. You can do a whole year on just one of them.
Well, maybe that'll be our version of Serial. That's how we'll blow up in the podcast world.
It's going to be like Girlfriend's Serial.
Yes.
What went wrong? Why did he do that?
I went to the town where they grew up, and I stopped by the payphone that Mike used one night to call her to let her know his car broke down because he ran out of gas.
This wasn't out of the ordinary. Mike frequently ran out of gas.
Oh, Mike, I really do hope you're watching this episode tonight.
He has to watch this one. I'll tell him about it.
All right, our next question comes to our old friend from season 1 of the show, Geeky by Nature 1 on Twitter.
Whoa!
Welcome back, my friend. He's made it to the championship this season. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes,
two
you're
questions. A, do I stick with Baltimore defense or go with Cleveland or someone else?
Okay.
And B, Nick Foles, Lamar Jackson, or Josh Allen this week?
Well, I know the answer to this one because I looked ahead in the notes.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't actually answer it in the notes, but I do.
But yeah. Which one should we answer first? I mean, Baltimore for forever. Like, yes, play Baltimore.
I'm going to disagree with you here.
What?
They're playing the Chargers.
Oh, okay. Well, so who's Cleveland playing then?
Cleveland is playing Cincinnati, and Cincinnati is basically out of players.
Right.
Like Tyler Boyd might be done for the season, and that leaves them with like the corpse of John Ross and CJ Uzomah. And you know,
John Ross is like 21 years old.
But he's always hurt, right?
Is he? I don't. Yeah.
And the Cleveland defense is playing pretty well. There are some other defenses, and I do not know if they're on your available in your league, Geeky by Nature. But if we were to look at several defenses on the waiver wire. If my waiver wire will open here.
Open up.
These are teams I would play instead
of Baltimore.
I would play the Dolphins. They're hosting Jacksonville.
All right.
The Browns is a good defense. I like them this week. I also like the Colts defense against New York this week.
Yes, that's a good one.
So those are defenses I like this week. I'm a little hesitant to say that you should play the potentially your league has the Seahawks defense available, right? Because they're only owned in like 40% of leagues.
Yeah, people gave up.
But I don't like them in this matchup.
Yeah. You could go with Cleveland because, like, the chances of Cleveland getting some turnovers is high, right? Like, if you don't want to play Baltimore, I mean, if you got Cleveland, I would go with that probably. Seahawks weird me out a little bit anyway. That's probably why they're only owned in 40% league. People are probably like wary of them, like I am, because it could go either way with them. They're weird.
If by some chance nobody picked up Tennessee's defense a couple weeks ago, like do that for sure. They're playing Washington on Saturday.
Yeah.
And Tennessee's defense is playing excellent. And
the Colts are too. You said
Washington still has Josh Johnson at quarterback. So,
yeah, that's true.
I like all of those over Baltimore. But like Josh said, if you already have Cleveland, I don't think you need to drop. But if you're looking for a defense, and Cleveland is one of the ones that's on the waiver wire you're thinking about, all those other ones.
Ones, yeah.
Now, Nick Foles, Lamar Jackson, or Josh Allen?
Yeah.
This is tough.
I would go with Allen because he'll run like crazy and probably run a touchdown or two in.
Yeah.
Because what else is he gonna do?
and that's something we'll cover in the waiver wire section too. Like you said, looking at the show notes, I do like the matchup for Allen this week against New England, who knows what the fuck New England is going to show up.
Yeah, they've been dropping some crazy games, Eagles style. They're pulling some Eagles out of their ass lately. I don't know. Lamar Jackson, he'll also run, so there you get like those points and stuff too. I don't know.
I would not play Foles.
I would also not play Foles.
Yeah. And it's not me saying Nick Foles isn't going to have a good game.
Right.
Like, this could be the game that, like, Nick Foles has it all clicking.
Yeah.
Houston's defense is strong.
Yeah.
And Nick Foles has only one game back. And, 270 and a pick against the Rams.
Right.
Who we know whose defense has been exposed over the past couple of weeks to not be great.
Right. People are figuring them out.
It's still just 270 and 1.
Yeah, he didn't throw 4 touchdowns and like 370. You know what I mean?
They had a lot of rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
So
do not play Nick Foles.
Do not play Nick Foles. But I think you can't go wrong with either Lamar or Josh Allen. I think the Chargers defense, while decent, nobody's been able to really stop Lamar Jackson. And Josh Allen is just playing like bananas for
he's
a dude,
like doing it all. Yeah, he's just like, I gotta win the game by myself. So that's what he's doing. Because he plays in fucking Buffalo.
It's true. He does. Over on the Discord, we have a couple more questions.
Discord.
Shamstron hitting us up.
Shams.
With Cam Newton likely to be shut down. And I believe we did hear confirmation today that he is shut down.
He's done.
Cam Newton done for the rest of the year. What does that do to McCaffrey? Well, here's my answer. It scares me about playing McCaffrey this week.
Really?
Very much so. It scares me about playing him because even if he does play, I think they pull him.
Right.
I think they limit him. He has been worked to death this season.
Yeah, that's a great point. I was going to say, like, they might rely on the run more without Cam, but, like, I think they probably view McCaffrey as valuable as Cam at this point, right? They're probably just going to, like you said, limit him. He'll for sure start, like, he'll go in and, like, do whatever, but they're not going to run him like they were.
I mean, I would hope not. I mean, in one sense, like, obviously the fantasy guy in me is like, yes, play him. I need the points. Right. But also the fantasy guy in me is like, oh, but what if they only play him for like the first half?
If that.
And it's like, it's championship week.
That's the sucky thing about fantasy, in that like the championship rounds happen in like week 17, and like, who cares about week 17? Like lots of teams do not have anything at stake the last week of the season, and if they have players like Gurley or McCaffrey, they're not going to play them. They're just not going to do it. So you suffer fantasy wise.
Yeah, hopefully you have somebody on your bench. Because I would be looking elsewhere this week. Now, who knows? They in the preseason, there was a lot of anger in Carolina because they left McCaffrey in for like all the quarters in the preseason. So this dude has gotten too many carries this year, and if they're shutting Cam down and giving up on the season, I think you have to shut McCaffrey down too.
I love to see the Panthers fail, though. That's great. From a football fan point, oh god,
because of the 1 year.
I hate them.
Because of the 1 year.
Because of 2005. Fuck you, Carolina.
Jake Delhomme. That son of a bitch. All right, Greatfield hits us up. Why is Thielen not getting good points anymore, and what should I do with him? Also, who's my QB Cousins this week? Andrew Luck, Lamar Jackson, or Deshaun Watson?
Ooh, that's a second one is a good question.
Thielen's tricky. I think Minnesota is expanding the run game a little bit more, obviously, since with DiFilippio. I always forget how to pronounce his name.
DiFilippo.
Yeah, with DiFilippo gone, it's not that they're not passing anymore, but the game plan is much. It's been simplified a little bit, not to the extent that the Eagles simplified it for Nick Foles, but they're like, all right, DiFilippo, you just were doing too many things. Like,
it's too much.
Run and we're gonna pass, and it's gonna be like, basic ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think Thielen still has potential to do well.
Oh, for sure.
I don't like him this week against Detroit, though. Detroit's defense has been rather stifling.
They look good. Yeah,
they've lost games.
Yeah,
but they're losing like 14-13.
Right.
And Darius Slay is no joke. Matt Patricia knows how to game plan.
Yep.
A defense. I don't like Thielen this week. I don't know what you do with him beyond this week, but I don't play him. I don't play him this week.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy to say, but yeah, no, that's a good point. I think that team is overall kind of bad. I don't know what the Vikings are doing. I think like from a football standpoint, DiFilippo got scapegoated a little bit, which is fine with me because like they didn't deserve him. I think Kirk Cousins is like he's just not that good.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, Kirk Cousins is he's okay.
He's fine. He's just okay guy.
He's
and
not
they paid
$84 million okay though.
No, he is not. No. But yeah, no. Who else would you play though? Like who would you play? Like I don't know who he has, but like.
Oh yeah, I don't know who else he has, but I would not play Thielen. Yeah, that's
crazy.
My opinion. As to the quarterbacks, Luck, Jackson, or Watson. The only reason I would say no to Luck is you might run into the situation like I did last week playing Andrew Luck,
right?
Where he's just able to rush, so the Colts can just rush, so he doesn't need to pass.
Right, they can just run it and stuff.
They can just run it. Jackson's matchup I like, but I think Deshaun Watson is the play this week.
Woo!
Our secondary's poop still, man. I don't care how great they looked against the Chargers or the Rams. The Rams don't have DeAndre Hopkins.
No. Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about that. Yeah, man. Yeah. I guess you're right. I would agree with that. Unfortunately, I would agree with that. I don't want that to be the case, but I would say Luck second. Play Luck. It's Watson then Luck, right?
Yeah. Well,
who was the third one?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
I go Watson, Jackson, Luck, just because the Colts are playing the Giants, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean,
are they going to throw it a bunch? Right.
Why are they going to have to throw it a bunch? Will they need to throw it a bunch?
Hey, maybe Andrew Luck will run like 4 touchdowns then.
That's true too. You
never know.
You never know. But based on last week alone, I'm hesitant over. But especially because the matchup for Watson is nice. The matchup for Jackson is nice.
It's better. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, Jads comes back with a real question this time.
Oh, that wasn't a real one. Okay.
Well, this one is. I read this one a little bit earlier. It's also real. If the Packers pull all starters, I'm only going to have a weekly team using like $9,000 of the budget. Could I just draft $20,000 of Packers nobodies so that I can be competitive while sticking to the bit?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Well, I mean, he can do that.
He can draft whoever he wants. I don't care who he drafts.
Well, he wants to have 20,000 worth of players, even if it makes it more than 4 guys.
He wants more players?
Yeah, he wants like 5 or 6 guys. He wants to use the whole budget.
No. There's plenty of times when I had like a few, like 1,000 or a couple hundred. You can't. No.
Yeah, I appreciate the bit sticking.
Stick with the bit. That's the money, man.
That's where that's where the money is. I can't believe you got as many wins as you did sticking to that bit. But yeah, you can't just go. You can't have like a double
7
roster.
player. Yeah, yeah.
You can't have 8 guys, 2 tight ends, 4 wide receivers, 3
Put
running
a defense
backs.
in there. Why not? Fuck it.
It was a good try, though. I'll tell you what. When you submit your team this week, submit the 4 guys you want. But then
and then add it up, right?
Give me a side thing with the other guys, and we'll see how it did. But it won't count.
Right?
It won't count.
I'm interested to see how much points they get.
And Janwich is over here in the chat. Is Leonard Fournette worth playing right now in daily fantasy?
Okay.
Well, let me look at his daily fantasy price.
Yeah, what is he going for?
Because I
$6K
didn't look him up this week because I liked some other guys a lot better. So NFL Classic, 15 games. Where is running backs? Oh my God, this thing is taking forever to load. Is everybody on DraftKings right now? Get out of here.
Everybody's on it.
Leonard Fournette, 6K against Miami. Wow. Yeah, I would not play him.
Yeah, they're so bad. That whole team is so bad.
It was for me. Like, I got to see who. It might be playable next week,
right?
But Miami's defense is not a joke.
Yeah, they've been doing really well,
and
except for when they
in Miami. I know it's not really an away game,
right?
But
it's how many? It's like set like
you can
4
get
hours.
You can get more production out of somebody else for 6K probably, or cheaper,
or 2
to be
people.
honest.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Samuels is around that same price, and he's going to be playing again. So I think he has some nice production against New Orleans this week. That's for sure.
Oh God.
All right. So those have been the listener questions brought to you by LinkedIn. LinkedIn, connecting the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. Josh, do you have a LinkedIn profile?
I myself do not have a LinkedIn profile, Luke, but I should start one because I need to be linked in with my fellow professionals.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's so easy to sign up. You just go in, you create a profile, and boom, you're ready to go. Your resume is right there. You can connect to all kinds of people and recruiters who are looking for people to hire.
Excellent. I will do that.
That'll bring us to our most popular segment on this show. The Monster Game of the Week, brought to you by Monster Ultra. 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra refreshment. Monster. This week's show is again brought to you by Monster Ultra Red.
Nice.
The best flavor.
Yeah, agreed.
And the player of the week is a person who I think has player of the week potential again this week.
Oh God, please
the Houston
don't.
Texans wide receiver, Mr. DeAndre Hopkins, 10 catches, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns, including the game clincher.
Yep.
On a hobbled ankle.
Woo! Woo!
He had a good game.
I didn't see any of him. When did that game happen? I don't remember this game. I usually watch Red Zone all day. Was that another 4:00 game? Is that why?
No, wasn't it wasn't that one? Oh yeah, I guess there was only one Saturday game last week.
Oh, that's probably why I missed it, because I didn't watch the first Saturday game.
I couldn't watch him. I was so mad. NFL Network has him on lockdown, and I don't have NFL Network on Hulu.
Oh, that stinks.
So I'm missing 2 games this week too. But not that I care really about the Titans and Washington at all. But
it'd be cool.
No, it was Saturday. It was a Saturday game. That's what I
missed the first Saturday game. So.
But yeah, hobbled ankle and all. They came back to win. It was an incredible victory. So that earns him this week's Monster Game of the Week, brought to you by Monster Ultra. 0 calories, 0 sugar, ultra refreshment. Monster.
I bet he'll put that trophy next to his other trophies. It's a very important one.
Yeah, once we send out all these golden monster cans to everybody, they'll be very happy. And also very confused.
They'll be like, what is this? All right. Sure.
Oh man, maybe we really should do that one of these days.
That would be hilarious. We should just like spray paint some monster cans gold and like glue them to a fucking pedestal.
I'll type a nice little letter. Congratulations, you won the Fantasy Football Podcast Monster Game of the Week in Week 2, 2018.
Yeah, they'll be like, what?
Here is your golden monster.
It would cost so much money to ship those to people.
Well, we'd only have to ship 16.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, we'd have to ship 18 because we had a two guys tie. Yeah. But then we also didn't have the show for 2 weeks, so
it evens out.
Yeah.
It
bingo bongo. Happy birthday. Oh, which reminds me, Waiver Wire Watch brought to you by Happy Death Day to you. This February, death makes a comeback, and so can you with these potential players, hoping to help you score some points on your fantasy football team. Now, I'm going to preface this, Josh. You looked over this probably already, and
I saw some of it. Yeah,
there's a little bit of a theme, so I'm going to go through this and see if our super attentive and brilliant listeners and watchers can catch on to the theme before we get to the end of the Waiver Wire Watch, which is brought to you once again by Happy Death Day to you. All right, in the quarterback arena. Still only owned in 34% of leagues. Buffalo Bills quarterback who was not cut and then signed by John Gruden and the Oakland Raiders. I'm talking about Josh Allen.
What is it with John Gruden and signing like helpless, hapless quarterbacks?
Dude, I don't know.
Hackenberg,
this
Peterman.
Is 2 different Buffalo Bills quarterbacks that John Gruden has signed this season. AJ McCarron and now Nathan Peterman. And he had to sign Nathan Peterman because AJ McCarron's having a baby or something. I don't know.
Sure.
Anyway, Josh Allen, his last 4 games, 4 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, 300-yard rushing games. One was for 99, but I'm counting it.
That counts. 99.
And he's had 5 turnovers. Now, last week. The 4th game of those 4, they played the Lions and they held his rushing in check. But as we saw from quarterbacks like Mitchell Trubisky and Deshaun Watson, New England is susceptible to a rushing quarterback.
Yeah, New England looks susceptible to almost everything right now. I don't know what's going on over there, but I love it. I love that they suck and they're losing in the last second on a most unbelievable Miami Dolphins bullshit play that's ever happened.
That was good. That was good.
Oh, that felt good.
But yeah, I like him this week, and he's available.
Yeah, he's gonna run. He's gonna do like whatever he needs to do. So there's points there to be had.
Yeah. All right. Elsewhere in the quarterback realm, owned in only 3% of leagues, and rightfully so.
That's really low.
New York Football Jets quarterback Sam Darnold.
That's my Darnold. Hey, Darnold.
All right, look, this week they're playing the Packers. The Packers defense doesn't scare anybody. The Packers are done for the season.
Yeah.
He had a very nice game against a much tougher Houston defense. You know, they almost won that game were it not for the heroics of our monster game of the week, DeAndre Hopkins.
Who gets his golden can.
Now, compared to some other guys on the waiver wire, Derek Carr, Nick Foles, I like Darnold's potential for a big game a lot more.
Yeah.
And particularly this week. And unlike some other free agent guys like Lamar Jackson, you could play Sam Darnold if, you were counting on Cam Newton this week and you didn't have another quarterback on the roster, that kind of thing. This is an extreme tight spot quarterback.
Right.
If you're counting on Sam Darnold to win you your championship, you've done a couple things wrong, but maybe getting Sam Darnold can help you do something right.
But what a pitch. What a do you think that's what the Jets executives said? And they were like, hey, I want to draft Sam Darnold. And the guy's like, listen. He gets up with a big Disney speech. If you drafted Sam Darnold to win a championship, you might have done something wrong. But maybe you could do something right.
And then they trade 7 picks to get up in the draft and get him. I love it.
I
Yeah.
love it. It's like draft day 2.
Draft day 2, Darnold day.
Darnold day.
All right. Moving on to running backs. Frank Gore is done for the season.
Oh, yeah.
And that means that this guy who is available in 85% of leagues, Mr. Kalen Ballage, rookie running back for the Miami Dolphins,
Woo!
has a chance to shine even brighter than he did last week.
Shine bright like a diamond.
If you played Kalen Ballage last week, he probably only cost you like $200 in daily fantasy.
$200.
He paid out tremendously. 12 carries, like 120 yards, a beautiful touchdown. Yes, they still have Kenyon Drake. Yes, they still have Brandon Bolden.
Yeah.
But I think at this point in the season and after last week's performance, in my eyes, Ballage has tremendous upside and would be a great add, especially at home against Jacksonville, who has done diddly this
They're
year.
horrible. They're horrible. They're terrible.
Not very good team.
Not a very good football team. Yeah. You forgot one. Go back up.
No, I didn't forget. I'm just
okay.
I'm shifting around.
I see.
This guy is owned in 50% of leagues.
Uh-huh.
And I think if you have a chance to get him this week, it's a great snap up here. New York Jets running back Elijah McGuire. Isaiah Crowell is Dunzo. I even typed that out.
Dunzo.
But over the last 2 games, 20 touches, 2 touchdowns, very good flex RB3. Potential for some. I put his potential at a high RB2.
Oh, really?
For ceiling. Like, I think that's the ceiling for this guy against Green Bay this week.
Yeah, and they might run it a little bit when Darnold can't throw that well because Sam Darnold. So,
but Elijah McGuire, he's looked pretty good these last couple weeks, and I think he has a chance to look good again this week.
Pick him up.
Over to the wide receivers.
Okay.
Now this one blows my mind. This particular gentleman here. Just because of how fast guys in fantasy leagues are to be on the waiver wire for wide receivers.
Yeah, they're needed a lot.
The Buffalo Bills, Robert Foster, only owned in 9.5% of leagues on ESPN.
I don't know who Robert Foster is, Luke.
Well, that's the thing. Most people don't, but they probably see the stats, like last 4 games, right? You shift your order. You're looking for waiver wire pickups. Who's been hot? Right. This guy's been hot. Last 5 games, 4 games with 90 or more yards. He's had 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only person on Buffalo, not named Josh Allen, contributing anything.
Who's scoring touchdowns? Yeah.
Look, this is high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
He's shown some nice flashes. Again, though, New England, susceptible.
Dude, it's championship week. You got to go for it.
And if you're looking for a flex guy, I love this guy in a flex.
Yeah.
Is he wide receiver 1? No.
Yeah, if he gets you 90 yards, that's 9 points, right? So
And if you're in a PPR, now you're already in double digits with this guy.
Whatever, yeah.
So
solid.
You know who else is solid?
I do know.
New York Jets wide receiver Robbie Anderson.
He's back.
He's back on this list.
He's back.
Let me get hey Google, play. All right, hey Google, stop. Hey Google, stop.
Nice.
Jeez. Rude. All right, so Robbie Anderson, last 2 games with Darnold playing quarterback, 70 or more yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, that's like what you'd that's what you thought he was going to be doing all year, pretty much, right?
promising matchup. And you're like, promising matchup? How do you have a promising matchup with so many Jets guys? And I'm telling you, Green Bay ain't good.
Yeah, they're toast, and they've got that guy who was the janitor, I think, as their coach or whatever. Yeah, no, I mean this is like phone it in time, and we're in like people playing for their jobs time, and
Yes.
like I think like a player like Robbie Anderson probably has a little more incentive to play hard as compared to like the Green Bay backups who like. Who the hell even knows what's happening in Green Bay, right? Like, who even knows?
Yeah. And, you know, again, fantasy is all about what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Adam Thielen has done nothing for you lately. Bye, Adam Thielen. Robbie Anderson, 70 yards and a touchdown.
Do it.
I'm just putting it out there.
Pull the trigger.
I'm just putting it out there.
Pull the trigger. Shoot it.
All right. Looking over in tight ends.
Oh, my God. Look at these names.
Look at these names.
Oh, my golden butts.
9.5% of leagues. Los Angeles Rams tight end Gerald Everett.
So I picked Gerald Everett in our daily competition earlier in the year, and Gerald Everett didn't do anything. But now Gerald Everett looks great. That's fantasy
great's
football.
A big word. Great's a big word.
Well, yeah, but he looks like he's getting touches.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
He is being targeted a bunch since Cup's been out. But he hasn't been able to do anything with those targets because over the last couple weeks, Goff has been a complete mess.
He's horrible. He's bad now. I heard Nick Foles is better than him.
I heard that. But again, he's clearly a major point of this offense with Cup out.
Yeah.
They're targeting him constantly. This could be the week where he makes do and hauls these catches in and has a nice week of production, because if you're getting targeted this much, you know, the odds have to even out eventually.
Right. You're gonna score at some point.
Yeah.
Right.
And you might need tight end help this week. And you know, look, tight end is a fucking graveyard.
It's a dead zone. It's not a great.
If you don't have Zach Ertz, Travis Kelce, George Kittle,
not even Gronk anymore, really.
You know, Gronk is which Gronk is coming this week?
Who knows? Yeah,
who knows? But yeah, you know, you need some help. Gerald Everett's there to maybe help you.
Yeah.
Finally, frequent fantasy football. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Frequent waiver wire
addition
here. New York Jets tight end Chris Herndon.
Guess who's back? It's all about we're back tonight.
Yeah, it is. All right. So 13% of leagues. He's been available for weeks. We've recommended him for weeks.
Yeah.
We have a Jet at every position this week. I think maybe Jads should just flip the script and go all Jets this week.
Oh, I don't ever recommend that. Well, don't listen to that.
Let's just do it in the daily fantasy thing. That'd be fun. You know, like that week the Packers were on bye and he went all Eagles and
that's right.
He like, you know, so
that's
just
true.
have a little fun with it. I'm just saying.
Why not?
I'm just saying. You could do worse. You could have to play 7 Green Bay Packers.
Yeah. That's bad.
All right, so that's been the Waiver Wire Watch, which has been brought to you by Happy Death Day to you. Whether you need a great date night movie or just want to see what happens when Groundhog Day meets Final Destination, be sure to check out Happy Death Day to You in theaters February 14th.
That's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. That's why it's a great date night movie.
Take your sweetie.
Yeah.
Take your number one sweetie. Whoever that may be.
It could be your fantasy football trophy if you win this year.
It could be.
I know that's what I want.
That's what I want to go to bed with.
All right. And that brings us to the second to last segment of the week. Our daily fantasy picks brought to you by Dude Wipes.
Yes.
Josh, are you tired of using rough, unreliable toilet paper to clean your nethers? Let me tell you something. Dude Wipes are fragrance-free, moisturized towelettes that will get you clean and have you feeling refreshed after a hard day on the throne.
Nice. I need that. We all need it sometimes, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's a once you go Dude Wipe, you're never going back. You're never going back.
It's true. It's true. Once you feel as fresh as Dude Wipes make you feel, you can't not feel that fresh ever again.
Nope.
You just feel wrong.
It's not right. You got to go Dude Wipes all the time.
That's right. Well, Josh, let me tell you about these guys right over here.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are true dudes who might be able to wipe away your sadness with some daily fantasy points. Quarterbacks I love. Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson at 6,100 going up against Kansas City seems like the steal of the century.
That's very low for Russell Wilson. I see the second one here is also someone you love.
Based on what Lamar Jackson did to them.
Yeah.
If you don't think Russell Wilson can have a similar game, you're crazy.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting a little tired. It's the end of the year. Teams are looking a little vulnerable. That's not what you want before the playoffs.
No.
You do not want that.
You know, and Kansas City coming off that heartbreaker at home.
Yeah, that's tough.
Where Phil Rivers just laid it out there on the goal line.
That was great. That was a great game.
That was such a good game.
Yeah.
Following Russell Wilson, this guy is very popular. His name is Lamar Jackson.
You love Lamar Jackson.
5,500 for the points you get for what he costs.
Yeah,
that's a good deal.
It is a good deal.
And he's so exciting to watch play, man. Like, I know he's not the most accurate passer,
right?
But
like, he does like weird stuff that
just feels like, you know, when any magic can happen on any play.
Yeah, he is fun to watch.
Would you believe at $4,900 you could have Sam Darnold?
I believe that's a little high for Sam Darnold.
I believe that's high for Sam Darnold too, but that's like he is the cheapest startable guy, in my opinion, from this week. And again, this Green Bay game just has, based on the way they played Houston so tough, this Green Bay game has Jets win all over it. This team is desperate for a win, and I think this is where they get it.
Nice.
Running back, Chris Carson, 5,800. Very cheap for a running back going up against the Kansas City can't stop a running back defense.
Nice. Yeah, no, I watched a little bit of that game last week too, and he broke one in. He's tough, man. He's a little guy, but he runs like super hard.
Yeah, he's
also
runner.
Very fun to watch. Also,
yeah, but even cheaper than Chris Carson,
which this is crazy,
particularly after the last 2 weeks, and in a week going up against a team that is absolute dumpster fire material.
Yes,
Derrick Henry is only 5,000.
He scored Al Bundy 4 touchdowns 2 weeks ago. That dude Al Bundy'd.
I can't believe
$5,000.
Yeah, to me that's like, what are you even thinking? Why? How is he not in every single lineup?
I don't know, man. I don't,
because Washington is not good.
No, they are very bad. That team sucks.
Tennessee has put Derrick Henry at the front of the bus and just said, "Drive us home, baby."
Yeah, take us home. Derrick Henry, take me home. Tennessee, yeah.
I like that guy a lot, though, and I also like Kalen Ballage, 3,700. That's the guy that you get for like your last running back slot, that flex slot. 3,700 for the potential for big plays there is just too great to pass up for that cheap.
Yeah.
This is painful. This is painful.
This is tough, Luke.
This is painful. For 8,600, which you're like 8,600,
right?
That's like 50% of my daily roster if I'm using it in this league.
Yeah.
But 8,600 for DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, the points are going to be there. The
He's
only
gonna
way he
score a
doesn't,
touchdown.
yeah, the only way he doesn't like do anything is he gets seriously injured.
Like he tears his knee apart. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he just torches us. I mean, Amari Cooper torched us. DeAndre Hopkins is going to torch us.
I know, right? Like that's this. Oh God, I don't even want to watch the game on Sunday.
I know.
I don't even want to watch the game.
Here's a game I do want to watch, though. I do want to
Yes.
watch Pittsburgh, New Orleans.
Yes.
And I do think that even at 8,000, Juju Smith-Schuster is a decent value. He's been playing and targeted more these past couple weeks than Antonio.
Yeah.
He's been more reliable than Antonio.
Another fun guy to watch. He's so fun.
And I like him in this matchup for sure.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh wins, honestly. I don't know why.
It'll be interesting to see. I know Pittsburgh might still be coming off the high of finally beating New England after 25 years.
25 years.
Yeah, they've never beat New England as long as Tom Brady's been alive.
That's true. Look it up. It's a fact.
All right. If you get one of those guys and you're like, boy, I sure spent a lot of money on one of those wide receivers.
I need some deals.
Maybe you can get a deal on wide receiver Robert Foster for $4,900.
Luke, now I know who Robert Foster plays for, but the audience might not. So
let me remind you that Robert Foster plays for the Buffalo Football Bills.
Oh, it's Robert Foster, who we talked about earlier.
Yes.
Oh, that Robert Foster.
That's
That's
Foster.
why there's
not
another
Robert Forster. Robert
one.
Foster.
Not Robert. Right.
And here's a name you haven't heard in quite some time.
What is this? 1990, 2006?
For $4,600, you could have the most targeted wide receiver for the past 3 weeks on the Oakland Raiders. And I'm talking about Jordy Nelson.
Old man Jordy Nelson.
He has been targeted like wild by Derek Carr. But just like Gerald Everett, Jordy Nelson has a ton of targets and not much else to show for it. But again, maybe this is the week.
Roll the dice. Do it.
For $4,600, because you got DeAndre Hopkins in your lineup, fuck it.
Do it.
It's daily fantasy. If you lose this week, who cares? It's just a couple bucks, and you're right back at it next week.
Try again.
Not like it's a championship game, and you're relying on Jordy Nelson to carry you over the
goal line.
Yeah,
the hump line.
All right, at tight ends, this is a very controversial first pick.
Oh, look at this pick here.
Controversial. Zach Ertz has dropped in value tremendously
because Foles is playing. Yeah,
he's $5,900.
That's so damn cheap. They are going to get him that record, though. I'm telling you.
And that's why I have him here. I know he didn't do anything last week.
Yes.
I know that.
They're going to throw it to him 10 times.
Zach Ertz is going to be involved in this game plan against the Texans.
Yes, I agree with that. 100%. And
for $5,900, I really like him this week.
That's yes.
I also like Evan Engram at $4,600. He's old, reliable, and especially if Odell Beckham doesn't play.
Right.
Engram has been coming up huge, tons of targets, not a ton of touchdown chances, not a ton of yardage, but targeting and receptions are very high for a tight end.
Yeah.
And because he's the last person alive in Cincinnati, I'm actually recommending CJ Uzomah this week at $3,300.
Ooh, that's pretty cheap.
That's pretty cheap, right? And it's because this guy has had such like a whoopy season.
Up and down, yeah.
But there's literally no one else playing in this game.
I don't even know who's on that team anymore.
There you go.
Does Kenny Anderson play quarterback for them again?
Kenny Anderson. Yep. Chris Collinsworth is actually leaving.
Please.
He's actually leaving Sunday Night Football.
Please do that. Good God. Please do that and kill yourself, please.
But yeah, so those are the guys out there. For defense, for 3,000, I love Cleveland.
Yep.
And believe it or not, at 2,900, Minnesota against Detroit. I know Minnesota's defense is like whatever,
Right.
But Detroit's offense is even more whatever.
Yeah, Matt Stafford is like horrible. I don't know. He got all that Kirk Cousins money and was like, I suck now.
He's had that whole offense has had a lot of trouble this year
It's
as
bad,
Matt
yeah.
Patricia slowly transitions that team into a defense first team.
Right.
And Matt Stafford's like, but I can't throw it 65 times anymore.
I'm old.
Oh
boy.
And that were our daily fantasy picks brought to you by Dude Wipes. Dude Wipes, flushable wipes for any situation. Don't forget to visit dudeproducts.com to learn more about the wipes and many other dude necessities.
It's so good. It's so good.
Well, after we talk about guys for this week, it's time to look at the guys we picked for last week.
Yeah, who did we pick last week?
During the fantasy football challenge. We're in the home stretch here, guys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
We are just about done with this season, and
Another year.
It is still a very close game for the listeners.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy how close it is.
All right, so Josh, let's take a look at your team from last week.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota, Jordan Howard,
yep,
Kenny Stills and Nash, and Zach Ertz.
I did not have a good week.
Jordan Howard showed up.
Jordan Howard, I had a feeling about Jordan Howard, and that came true. But everybody else, I did not have a accurate inkling about.
That was not good. You combined to put up a total of 27 points.
That's terrible.
Which is very low.
That's like Todd Gurley gets 27 points every week.
I haven't been keeping track of the season-long scores.
Right.
But I think if I went back, 27 might be the lowest for a team.
No, Luke!
Listen, 27 might be the lowest for a team that didn't have a player put up 0.
All right. I'll take that golden
trophy. Not the lowest score.
Right, but the lowest who didn't have a 0 player. I got you. Your team looked good.
It might be. My team was okay.
Yeah.
I was very let down. I should have. All right. So I picked Phil Rivers, Darren Sproles, DJ Moore, and Evan Engram. Now, I will say I was torn between Mike Williams and DJ Moore.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I feel like maybe this is DJ Moore's week.
Yeah.
And boy, was it Mike Williams' week.
Mike Williams, yeah. Dude, I saw like the red zone of that game, and I was like, Mike Williams is fucking tearing it up right now.
Yeah, he tore it up. But Rivers did nice for me. Evan Engram did nice for me. I ended up with 45 total points. Our head-to-head matchup was decided a few weeks ago. You moved to 5-10. I moved to 10-5.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, you don't have a chance to catch me anymore.
I mean, hey, it's anyone's game, Luke.
But let's move on to the user teams here. Now, previously,
yeah,
I said you might have the lowest.
What am I looking at right here?
Hey, I didn't want to blow it. I had to, like, you know, keep people interested.
Oh my god!
Now I know Curtis is saying not to read his score.
Well, don't read the score.
That's not the way it works on this show.
Everyone did not well. Everyone had a bad week.
With a roster of Cameron Newton, Douglas Martin, DeJarius Moore, and Benjamarius Watson.
Oh, yeah.
He combined to put up 15.8 points. Everybody scored. He had no zeros.
Yeah.
His highest score was Cam Newton with 4.7 points.
Cam Newton had a very bad day.
Cam Newton had a very Cam Newton.
He was Cam Newtoning it up.
Yeah. So 15.8. Needless to say, did not win the week.
Yeah.
Brooks, Nick Foles, Gus Edwards, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Ian Thomas. 37.1 points. Gus Edwards had a very nice week.
He did.
TJ Denzer.
TJ.
Russell Wilson, 19. Pretty good. Ooh. Lamar Miller, he got hurt, so he had almost no points.
Yeah.
Chris Conley, who, as I was doing the numbers on this week, I forgot to add him in because I was like, Chris Conley basically doesn't exist.
He scored $100 for every point that he got.
That's true. And he had Austin Hooper, who put up a fat ass 0. Austin Hooper is this weird tight end where like he'll have a game where you're like, oh shit, the Falcons have a tight end.
Right.
And then there's like 3 or 4 weeks of just jack shit.
Nothing. Dude, tight ends. Fuck them.
The Atlanta Falcons, man. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
Jads over here with Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Randall Cobb, and Jimmy Graham.
Oof.
Unfortunately, just as Lamar Miller got hurt, Aaron Jones got hurt basically on the second play of the game. So Jads only put up 26.5 this week.
Almost got me, Jads.
And now we get to the point of the show where guys had good teams.
Yeah, look at this.
Great field. Lamar Jackson, Mr. Derek Truck Henry.
Look at that. That's a ridiculous.
Tyler Lockett and Gerald Everett. 64.1 points total for the week.
Nice game.
Very nice game. Shamstron, Pat Mahomes, Mr. Mixon, Ian McKenzie, who I had to Google.
He scored all right.
And A. Ferkser, who I also had to Google.
Who the fuck is that?
But he had a great
play
week.
For?
I don't even remember. I just looked him up and he had 0.
Does he play for like the 1927 like Canton Bulldogs or something? Like who the
Bulldogs? He was the tight end in that movie with George Clooney and Jim from The Office.
Oh, Leatherheads.
Leatherheads. Yeah,
that movie was all right.
It's not bad.
It's okay.
But 56.7 points. Got a lot of good value out of Joe Mixon last week.
Mm-hmm.
And Pigeon over here with Pat Mahomes, Gus Edwards, Larry Fitzgerald, who had a great week out of nowhere.
Who knew?
And David Njoku for 55.6.
Also a good game.
Great Field is the weekly winner. Great Field, Shams, and Pigeon all beat Luke and Josh.
Yeah.
So listener team win standings are now as follows.
Oof.
With 2 weeks to go.
Oh, God, it's so close.
Great Field has 4. Pigeon has 4. KJ has 3. Shams has 2. And Brooks has 2.
So you can win still. Well, tie.
There is a chance we could end up with a
4-way tie.
No. 3 is the maximum tie.
Okay.
Because you can't. Only one listener team can win a week.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's a chance we could end up with at the most,
a
3-way tie. But it's still up for grabs in the listener team championship.
Anyone can win.
It's even more up for grabs over here in the listener wins over Josh and Luke.
Mm-hmm.
The only persons who have been eliminated from winning this week are KJ and Brooks. They have 3 wins. They cannot catch the leaders.
Yeah.
Pigeon and Great Field are tied with 6. Shams and TJ tied with 5. And Jads and the goddamn Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Jads
have 4. So with 2 weeks to go, Jads could tie.
Yeah.
Or Shams, Pigeon, Great Field, and TJ could win.
That's crazy.
It is
crazy.
So great to see such parity in this league, if you will.
With a T.
Parity. But yeah, guys, this is awesome. I'm really liking this. I'm glad it's coming down to last week, and everybody's still going to have to try real hard.
Yeah, this is a cool.
Unlike real fantasy football, where some guys just take all their players out because they lost and they're bitter.
Like Luke.
All right, Josh, who you got going into week 16?
All right, at quarterback, I'm going with Mariota again.
Ooh, interesting. Risky.
It's risky, but he had a bad game, and I don't think he's going to have that bad of a game again against Washington because they're terrible.
Okay.
Running back, I'm going with Wendell Smallwood, because if the Eagles are going to score, Wendell Smallwood will be the one doing it.
Apparently, right?
Probably.
Like, who picked fucking Wendell Smallwood in daily fantasy last week?
I have no idea.
Whoever they were, they probably fucking won.
I have no idea. I don't know if at wide receiver, I don't know if the Packers are going to play him, but Devontae Adams Do you think they'll play him? I don't know.
It's tough.
I mean, they kind of
'Cause,
have to, right? Like, you can't sit Devontae Adams. Like,
Can't you?
I mean, you can, but I don't know. I'm going with it. Fuck it. And at tight end, Kyle Rudolph, the red-nosed guy thing. Because I don't know who to pick.
Okay, Kyle
And
Rudolph.
it's Christmas. It's Christmas
It's
themed.
Christmas themed. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. All right, I'm going with Dangerous Wilson, Mac
pick.
Truck, Derrick Henry,
Nice.
my big boy Robbie Anderson, and a tight end. I believe in my own picks, Mr. Gerald
Yeah.
Everett.
I like that team. I think you're gonna beat me again and go 11-5.
Too bad the real Eagles can't do that.
Right?
Only the Luke sweatshirt Eagles.
Oh God. Are you gonna watch the game?
Of course, I'm going to watch the game.
Yeah, you have to, right?
I think, yeah. So it'll be Sunday, and that's the 23rd, and we're going up to my in-laws ahead of Christmas time. So I will definitely be watching the game. No! Unless I don't get it because they put on the Giants instead, and then I'll kill myself.
They'll probably put the Giants on because they're like Giants fans, right?
No, I mean because it's not because they're Giants fans, because
That's where you're gonna be.
That's
at,
what
yeah.
I would be. Oh
Yeah.
shit! Let me see who's playing at what time. Oh no!
I think the Eagles are early. I think.
NFL schedule. Oh God! The Eagles and the Texans play at 1. Oh, maybe that I'll get lucky and that'll be the CBS game.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
What's it say?
And the Giants
It is
also
CBS.
play
It
at
is on
1.
CBS.
Whew, okay, so we might still get it. Thank
It's on
God.
CBS.
Okay. Wait, what about the Giants and the Colts though? That might be on CBS too.
Hold on.
Oh fuck!
Is it? Hold on.
Oh man, I'm not gonna get to watch the Eagles game. Fuck me.
Dude, fuck the Giants. Fuck the Giants.
Goddamn stupid ass Eli.
Yeah, it's on CBS also. Oh God. Well, well, if they win, it'll be the greatest game ever, and if they lose, it'll be just the game that we thought they were going to lose because we also think they're going to lose. So
yeah. Fuck. All right. Well, that depressing bit of news is going to end our show for tonight. We will be back for the end of the year episode next week. It is not our final episode, but we will be back next week, and then we'll be on a little bit of a break until probably the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl where the Eagles are going to win.
So we'll be back next week, and you guys will make your Week 17 picks. We'll make our Week 17 picks, and that'll decide the fate of the universe.
Yeah, it's like Thanos, but probably more important.
But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for putting up with us. Josh,
yeah,
have a nice holiday.
You too. I hope you get to watch the game.
Everybody listening and watching, hope you guys have a nice holiday. Enjoy your weekend. And we're going to go out on top with a little Pitbull tonight.
Was that the first time that sentence was ever uttered? Hey, it's Pitbull!
Good night, everybody.
This is terrible, Luke. Who is this singing? Pitbull featuring whom?
Toto.
Toto?
Africa. It's from Aquaman.
Wait, Pitbull has a song with Aquaman?
We'll see you after Christmas, kids.
Bye!